To go about with finishing off the goofballery that happened last night. Effectively, I had a crash in the middle of OBS, and I am looking now to do a replay review of the game. So I am just going to get into the queue now. Fortunately, the draft was recorded. We ended up cutting off somewhere at the 4-minute mark, so a little bit of this should be, how do I put this? Already covered ground. Remember, the folks on the side of Bronze Support Group had already taken a loss on BOE, and they looked to take it back in game number 2. Needless to say, there isn't a game number 3, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Oops, I guess I just removed all sense of drama, just like that. One more thing to add to Caster Bingo. Alright. So, I am going to transition to standard. We had Random Engineer on Anubrak, Omar G on Vala, Catipus on Rexar, Smackloud on Kara, Alice GX on... Oh, wow, that is probably a little bit louder than I'd like. Villaravia is on Brightwing. Sai is on Jana. Taco is on May. Beastrend is on Zul'jin, and Meow Meow Cats is on Sonya. We see an immediate 2-3 lane arrangement on the side of Regen Rebel, and, you know, nothing particularly controversial there. It's a good way to make Rexar feel uncomfortable and off balance from the start. I believe we're about to see an early pick on Sai here. Oh, no, it actually was the Brightwing.
The beacons are energizing. You have to control them.
Alright. What next? There's not much. Catipus gets kind of bullied. And meanwhile, there's a bit of a 4v3 stalemate on the side of Bronze Group. Random Engineer catches the blizzard, but otherwise, not much else happens early on. Karazim begins a rotation topside on the side of Smackloud. He looks to do a camp. Catipus looks to go in for the point, but there's a very real risk of Sonya just jumping him here. So he backs on out, and Random Engineer is in the lane, meaning that the stalemate was utterly broken here. Random Engineer gets caught by the poly. But ultimately, he dies and forces Smackloud off the camp. Ultimately, this stalemate is proving very expensive for the side of Bronze support group. Neither lane is capable of winning with the current formation. Well, Beast Ren deserves to die here. The Z might just catch him. And ooh, Sonya's smacking. And more importantly, Sonya can E off of the Beetles. Elmar still can't do anything against these two. Lots of slows. Lots of soft crowd control. It's a full-on Zerg wave 4 minutes in to this match. This is a rough situation to be in right now.
The enemy will have to deal with a much larger wave of Zerg than we will.
Everybody moves up for the rotation, which means that Taco and Sai get a lot of freedom to actually just free clear this little bit of Zerg. And if they get the chance, they may end up pushing. Meanwhile, it is very difficult to clear this out just with Vala and 2 supports. It is a lost fort. 4 minutes for real this time into the game. And with that 7 advantage, it looks like they'll be able to press a lot more. This is around the time of the crash for me, so everything else is going to be new content. SmackLoud gets caught by the blizzard. And it seems like it's just gonna keep pressing. Not entirely likely that a keep falls here, but is totally possible.
Zerg waves defeated. Resetting pens as per protocol.
Cadipus's bear gets hit by the blizzard and it gets axed. It means that Regen Rebel is now axing the question, what you gonna do about it? We're gonna push out another fort. Wallace just simply is having a hard time clearing out fast enough to meaningfully keep up on this map. It means that, ooh, nasty combination. And with 10s out, a bruiser camp on the way, and no plausible way to do their own. Becomes a very difficult position. Taco is placing these blizzards in an excellent location. Slime less so, but still good blizzard placement. Meanwhile, the water elemental tower dives a bit preemptively, and the Lily gets caught by a blizzard. This is probably a dead Lily. Ugh. Melee Swall is one disgusting ability. Not as consistent as Void Prism, but those sorts of stasis effects are always useful. Blizzard camp is taken, and BSG still doesn't have 10. 2/3 into the game. It's going to be very hard to reassert control. Sonya, she's got a few people on her. And that is a dead Rexar. Meanwhile, there's desperate clear going on here. And a water elemental roaming, staring longingly into the abyss, waiting for something to happen. Anyways, they're playing point keep away, but it looks like the boss is just going to be taken immediately here. And it's critical, too, that this boss is taken, because it does go into a lane that is pretty favorable for the side of Regen Rebel. Although, with everybody up, and the Talonteers even for the first time in a long time, the fight is almost worth it. But, pushed out, and a little bit more pressure is going to be put on here. Ooh. Eastern caught, but Vala is just simply not in a position to assist. And with that, the keep goes down. Okay, I'm actually not doing a good job of this game. Omar zoned out, but it's hitting a lot of people with strafe initially. You know, SmackLoud is being pushed out of the team. And looks like Bear Soup is back on the menu, boys. Weirdly enough, it's Zul'jin going to the point along with Mei. Might make this a chance to come back, but fear of the unknown is a slow and insidious killer. Whoops. What's causing that? Of course it's on that. Why is it? Why couldn't it be on something else? Good news is, it looks like replays pause when you're looking at settings. And the boss is taken. Now all I need to do is grab this, and Regen Rebel has it in the bag. One important bit of my advice, these camps are incredible amplifiers of either a Zerg wave or a boss wave. They are the most valuable aspect of this map. Well, I guess that Soak is going to do something eventually.
To my side.
And whoa. Ugh. Dive on Blizz didn't quite work as planned. And a few more drop while I'm looking away. You know, we've only actually just arrived, but Core has almost been soloed down. GGs are called, and the match is over. Well, that's the end of game number 2.